unexpected because it could be expected.
You know, I feel like we're doing a bit of Inception kind of stuff right now. We've gone too many layers deep into Asian Counter-Strike, and
are we still awake? Is this still the dream
That's exactly it. Am I awake, or is it actually Friday night, and I'm just mentally preparing myself for this game?
This puts the fry in Friday. Definitely fried. Absolutely cooked.
Yeah, got to get down on Friday. Well, Invictus might be looking forward to the weekend very, very soon, but if they're able to at least take this one, we'll bring it to the next one, which is going to be Train.
Look, I had a bit of faith going into the first map, but from what I saw there from Invictus, I wasn't particularly impressed. And I'm pretty... You know, I don't mind TYLOO actually on Vertigo. I think they have a pretty decent Vertigo, and we'll see how they do go about things here. It's just a smoke onto the A bomb site, get your bomb plant down. Not really too concerned about what Invictus is doing here, and they'll play for the retake.
Yeah, retake smoke up onto the corner of the crane, couple of flashes. It's a two-man tower. All I'm saying is look at the odds and then look at the outcome of this game once it's done. That's all I'm saying here.
All right, well, we'll wait and see how that one pans out. Attacker does drop. Xiao Saga has a double kill, and he's going to be a big factor. He's got a knife! Are you serious? Somebody in the 1-on-2 surely should be able to win it from here, unless Bottle hits an absolute banger of a headshot, but somebody waits long enough. And I don't think there's time for the defuse, is there?
He's got it.
There's just enough, I think. Oh, goes down to, I think, the couple final second or so.
All I'm saying is, okay, I just want to reiterate, because it was happening during the round. At the start of this game, the GG bet odds said 1-8 in favor of TYLOO.
Yep.
I think that's for the series, though, isn't it?
That's for the series.
I'd love to see the odds for Vertigo. That's all I'm saying.
I'll let you know.
They'd probably be similar.
Sure, we can find them.
Then I want to know what the outcome of this game is. Either way, do have the Bison out for flying, so that's your new favorite player now, Kevin. I know you were hating on Invictus, but he's bought a Bison. You can't hate him.
Excellent. Flying's... You know what? Invictus, they're back in my good books. Someone who buys a Bison in a serious match like this, nothing bad to say whatsoever. Destroyer's aggressing on the back of this.
Against a full buy as well.
Beautiful. I love it.
MP9's done a fair bit of work there.
They can't trade it. They just can't trade him out. They finally do, but...
Beaver's still swinging, still trying to make something happen. You did have Flying who just drop bed somebody with the PP Bison over towards the stairs. Not sure how that worked out for him, but it did.
All right, well, Pilsky, just to update you while we've got a little bit of a slowdown in the gameplay. The odds for the second map are 1.2 to TYLOO and 4.2 to Invictus on GGBet. 3-on-4 though for TYLOO, who have forced into this round, so they'll definitely want to get something a little more out of it than what they have thus far. Bomb plant is a little bit useful, but losing attacker for it may not be worth it. Someone with the AK right at the back onto the sandbags will need to have a big impact, but they line up for Slowly. No way! He's got 3, and Summer helps him out as well. That is how you win a round 2-on-4. See you later, Invictus Gaming. We're going home early.
Hold your horses, Jordan. Now they force buy and win.
I don't have any horses, Pilsky.
Okay, hold your small puppy.
Thought you were going to go for something else there.
Hold him close.
I do that on a fairly regular basis, actually.
Force buy up. All the Deegs. Surely this is where Invictus wins the force buy. It's the Asian CS special.
I'm switched off my brain cells at this stage, and I'm just kicking back.
All four of them were active for the last map.
I don't think any have ever existed or have been active, let's be real. Nice little boost up, but I think it's just come at the wrong time where some of the TYLOO members are slowly coming up scaffold.
Well, Destroyer's keeping his head down for the moment. Gets his timing right, and he could find himself a bit of a freebie. Pretty important that Bottle actually gets one here as well, otherwise all of them are going to be donezo. I was talking about TYLOO's pretty decent Vertigo, but so far the util hasn't been all that impressive. It's a nice molly over there from Summer, but it's not going to help Dan King, who loses his head to Viva. Now Destroyer rolls around the corner and his head rolls away as well. It's not awful so far from TYLOO, but it's certainly anything but good. 2-on-2. Now a 2-on-1.
Saga could actually pick up this kill. He's very, very low, but he can dance around just by enough time. Somebody doesn't have any offensive utility to really flush him out, so he just has to get a nice little shot in. There's the first one, but flying. Going over at CT does have the kit to work with.
Somebody's just trying to fake him out, but doesn't seem like that's going to work. Where's he going? Down the ramp.
Flank.
No, he's going somewhere.
Yeah, he's just looked at the timer. He's realised he can count to at least 20 and go, that's not enough time. And flying exposes himself
perfect.
just at the right time as well.
Outplayed. Brilliant. Brilliant clutching from somebody.
Yeah,
Walk down the ramp, pull your knife out.
That's literally the most one-head play I've ever seen.
But I think Flying started to get scared, where he's like, maybe he's pushing me from CT and I need to kind of check what's going on because he hasn't planned it. Like, what's going on over here?
That's like what I would call, you know, like, what do you call it when like a star implodes on itself? That was somebody's head. He went to one head and then just galaxy brain.
Oh, yeah. I think he wanted to rotate to B, but he realised he didn't have time. Anyway, it worked out.
Yes, Jordan Widow.
I'm just saying, for anyone that didn't.
Oh, man. SP putting in some work. Maybe gets his hands on some AK, but that's going to be about it. Now Flying's got a Zeus. He's just trying to win Kevin over.
He's already done it. Zeus, Bison. I mean, if you can't use a Negev, but maybe the Mag 7. You know what? Sign me up. I'm actually a Flying fanboy for life.
Can you still not use the Negev?
Technically, no. I'll admit, though, I have a great amount of fun utilising it inside any terms of serious games. Yeah, I think it is.
I think it was always just a gentleman's agreement,
you know,
wasn't it?
It's funny, though, because I think, you know, the CSGO patch, how long ago was that when they were like, we are testing this? And it's like, 2 years or something. You're still testing it? Like 2 years later, we're still here, and it's like a Negev is still like $2,000.
It's 1,700, isn't it?
Yeah, like 1,700. We're testing this price point. Is it tested enough? Can't be tested in pro play.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the concept of suppressing fire. I don't understand why we're not utilizing it just yet. But Fever's getting pretty aggressive on the back of this. And Dan King, what is Dan King distracted by? It looks like the spray comes forward at the right time. And that's a much better start for Invictus as they go up on a 5-on-3. Nice and early on.
Chadbin himself has told us that Negev is unbanned.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was never actually like formally banned. I thought it was always a gentleman's agreement. Hey, we've seen a round or two like this one for TYLOO. Mac 10, although previously I would have been talking about an MP7. Wonder if Invictus lets this one slip similar to Vici. That's a nice shot from Attacker, who, if I remember correctly, was very good on Vertigo the last time I watched him. Line coming from behind. Will not have enough for both. And so Summers in with a chance. Has upgraded to the AK now as well. Off we go on a bit of an expedition over to B. And Xiao Saga seems to have called the bluff as well. He's going to be here quite quickly. Might have been heard. Summer making noise. Xiao more prepared than Summer was. And that'll be that. And we just get their second.
Just done a somebody. Run away. Then go up through mid. Make a bunch of noise. Then go back to T-spawn. And then back to the A side.
It's one of my greatest clutches of all time, if you remember, Kevin.
What, was it the overpass one where you just ran around in a circle and just with dualies just managed to dome a bunch of people?
1v5.
Yeah. Won the major, if I remember correctly.
Yep, local man wins the major.
Major spot in my heart.
It's cute. It's real cute. Do another gun round here. Bunch of MP9s and a FAMAS for Invictus. Maybe not the weaponry that they could have wanted, but hopefully it's effective enough to give them a fighting chance. They have been very aggressive over towards this ramp control. Spam comes out for slowly. Won't find anything this time. Wow, a deep smoke. They really want to take this ramp control. Destroyer's gotten a bit ahead of himself there.
Poor Bottle. Now it's going to show up as a stats. And it's like, well, technically it wasn't Bottle's fault. He's trying to keep the T's at bay. Destroyer's just like, need to destroy, pushing in.
Well, Bottle is sizing up this scaffold area, and he kind of has to. Man disadvantage. Got to make something happen somewhere.
Well, that was a decent first shot from Attacker, but an equally good response from Viva. TYLOO are right back into the swing of things on the T side. Smokes are going down on the bomb site. The players are starting to push up. Viva with a good spray through the smoke, though. Keeps it on that tipping point where Invictus might just be able to make this one work if they opt to go for the retake. But 2 on 3, money's looking really bad for Invictus right now. So it may not be wise to even go for it.
And they're grouping up at this stage, but not really utilising any utility. They're kind of just milling around over here. That makes me a bit nervous. I think they're just waiting for a bit of over-aggression. If TYLOO did decide to go in, they would punish it and then re-engage, but just going to back away.
Well, up 4-2 for TYLOO. They're playing a pretty good game here. It gives me hope for the 2-0. And, you know, that sounds ridiculous to say considering how one-sided the first map is, but we've seen TYLOO in these top 4 tournaments even struggle against teams like Beyond, you know, just barely eke out wins over them from time to time. Something about TYLOO playing underdogs sometimes.
It's like TYLOO playing against Vici, unstoppable gods. TYLOO playing against anyone else?
I sleep.
Anyone can beat them.
I don't know about that.
Oh, well.
I don't think a mixed team with my nan, for example, would be able to beat TYLOO.
Oh, your dad is sick, though.
She's cracked. She's insane. I've seen her.
I'd just say, if I give my dad time, he'd defeat all of TYLOO by himself.
Yeah, you know Scream. Your dad's like Asian Scream.
Better. Name me an Asian dad that does his first beer bong at like the age of like, what, 57?
Well,
and does it better than all of us?
Bit interesting.
And just goes, give us more next time?
Well, let's see if Invictus have any of these Asian dad powers. So far, not so good. Don't know if any of them are dads. I guess they would qualify as Asian dads if they had some children.
This is not too bad so far for Invictus, as Viva's starting to really come into his own. Destroyer, though, chipping in with a couple of deagle shots means that the B site is open, and there was a player over there already. I think that was, I think it was Summer that went across very early on. And so Dan King's just going to be rotating that bomb across at the moment. Summer's posted very aggressive in CT. Viva not going to be expecting it.
Too many steps ahead in that 2-on-2. Read the rotations very well for TYLOO. I think Destroyer's just going to have to hold on to this AK. Even if he does try to go for it, they can probably buy up in that next round.
He doesn't really have the time here with that smoke in front of him. So better off saving that AK. It's a bit of a slower start to the map, it feels like, than what we saw on Inferno. But TYLOO are putting those rounds together, 5-2. Pretty good start on the T side here. Really keeping Invictus guessing as well.
Okay, Invictus, finally another time where they can actually play a gun round. It's been a lot of force by pistols that have kind of worked out not too well in the favour of Invictus, but at the very least they're keeping TYLOO's economy honest.
Yeah, true. Could still work out to be a bit of a closer game. 1 to 11.6 odds, says GG Bet. Just into mid. Seems to go the way of TYLOO, at least initially. Now they're trying to hunt the bottle down, but the counter flashes have set him up for success, and Destroyer's got him covered. This is a bit of a shutdown from Invictus so far, unless Dan King can start turning things around quite substantially. At least somebody's got himself the bomb.
So what you're saying is Dan King needs to activate. And I think he might just.
Ooh, so close. Read that perfectly, but I think Viva would have been in position to get the trade anyway, so...
Well, he knew what he needed to do at least, but...
What he needed to do was be on that Walk 6 sensitivity there. So you can say scoped in, turn from a flashbang, and then flick back around. You could tell he just had too many swipes.
What if you just held your hand over the scope?
What if you just close your eyes?
Yeah.
Why does a scope have a shutter noise? It's like it's not a camera when you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
He's zooming it.
All you're doing is you're putting it against your eye. Like, how is like, I'm going to have to put this scope, which I've calibrated beforehand, to my eye. I'm going to press a button that makes noise. How does that make any sense?
It's the right click noise. It goes through his microphone.
Or if he needs to open the lens.
Why would you keep it closed? I've got to protect this.
In case a flashbang breaks the glass.
Oh, true, yeah.
I drop my AWP all the time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay,
The lens would just break when you drop it to your teammate.
All right, at least somebody's managed to get the bomb plant down, but Invictus, I'd say, will take this very responsibly, use a bit of utility. If one of these HE grenades kills somebody, I wouldn't be surprised.
Anybody?
Just somebody.
Who?
Well, Molly straight in onto default. Make sure somebody's not playing from that position, but there aren't really too many that he can be now, especially with that grenade going into scaffolding. So Viva's going to drop himself a smoke down. Now somebody's dead anyway, so whatever.
Who? A good round from Invictus. 3 alive. Drop over a couple of guns. Destroyer had some extra cash in the bank accounts anyway. And as you did say, Jordan, TYLOO's money is starting to get a little bit on the Cook's side. They're going to buy up anyway, but I'm pretty sure I saw Attacker with a little bit less cash. Might not be able to get himself a primary weapon. Might have to go with the Deagle or a MAC-10 or something. Does go down to the MAC-10. Pretty limited utility here for TYLOO, and this is a big chance for Invictus to reset the money, even up the scoreline, and start to get their CT economy going. And all of a sudden, we got a game on our hands.
All of a sudden. Who would have thought?
It's just Bottle and the boys doing it again.
Well, what's TYLOO doing this round? Just chilling, waiting for the smoke to fade. They don't actually have a lot of utility to play with here. Viva's playing fairly an aggressive line into scaffolding.
Yeah, they just got to keep things simple, really. They're at a pretty distinct utility disadvantage, so need to try to find some good timings to go for the pushes. Maybe just a wall of smoke across the back of the site, a couple of flashes in there. Oh, that molly definitely didn't go to the ideal spot. It's going to allow Viva to stay posted on the line. Now they can't get through scaffold.
Is that the second time we saw that molly fail? It was a different one, wasn't it? But even still, TYLOO don't really have a whole lot to play with, so they need to be making sure they hit everything that they do have. Smoke's going to go in shortly. Viva should be able to get this kill onto somebody. It'll give away his position, but I'm not sure how useful that information really is for TYLOO. He's going to be a tough character to dig out, especially when he's hitting shots like that. And now Danking has to do it himself. 1-on-3, Destroyers peeked him, and that's given him the one-on-one that he needed. Taps the bomb, flying, just ducks under the shots. That was too close for comfort.
Yeah, but they got it done. That's an economic reset on TYLOO. They take attack timeout. I'd consider a force here in some world, knowing that Invictus's money is a bit cooked after that came down to the one-on-one. Maybe this is a attack pause for the coach of TYLOO to go around, give a couple of people a bit of a whack for missing some key pieces of util.
Nice little round from Viva. It's been a while since I've seen kind of a Viva highlight, in all honesty.
Yeah, it's been a bit lackluster. Used to be one of those players that you were talking about in the Chinese scene, like when Vici were having some issues earlier on in the year. Definitely got thrown around a little bit, Jordan, that we were saying, yeah, pick up Viva or pick up somebody from Invictus.
Yeah, I was even at one point saying maybe Advent should make way for Xiao Saga.
Yeah, and Flying. I think that's those are the ones that we wanted. Or even Viva.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, I'm more than happy for Vici to keep the roster as is. If they're able to keep beating TYLOO. Sum up, Deagle in hand is trying to make his way into the B bomb site. So is somebody. But Flying is true to his name, bouncing around all over the place and causing problems for TYLOO. So he's just He's just given up at this point. He says, come fight me. Knife me. This is BM!
Destroyer's just looking at him like, what are you doing, you clown? Five apiece. TYLOO go for another buy. Invictus now has some pretty good money. No, please, I beg of you. Nice. So, you see, Destroyer, he was just going to arrest him. He was going to detain him, but then slowly he had to go for the gun. He ran for the Glock.
Yeah.
And look, you signed your own fate, mate, you know?
I would have loved if slowly did the whole shake of the head, you know? Mouse backwards and forwards. Like, no, please.
Attackers tanked a lot of damage, and Bottle's going to hear that, so Invictus starting to take control of the CT side.
Definitely.
I feel like the A ramp...
Usually this is their worst side, by the way, for Invictus. Usually their T side. This is the side that they got 15-0'd on by Beijing, by the way. And then they lost the pistol. The CT side. And their T side's usually quite serviceable for Invictus.
Just once again, another pick. Just easy little spray down. They will manage to get that bomb plant down, but they have no utility and no cover. I mean, outside of that, slowly covers with a rifle, but he just can't deal that many angles at the same time. It just leaves Sana in another untenable position where he needs to take this 1-on-2.
Oh, this time they've not quite given him the one-on-ones that he needed, that Danking was able to get.
No.
Never mind, I've spoken too soon. What's Destroyer doing running out like that? It's a one-on-one. Defuse is on. It looks like he'll get it. The fire's too much to deal with for Summer, but it just does a number again on the economy for Invictus, although money's so good that it doesn't really matter.
It's much worse for TYLOO's money to win a one-on-one there. Reduce their loss bonus. They're going to have to reinvest all of their money to get back into the next gun round, and it's not going to be a good gun round. The util, once again, is going to be very limited, and that's been a big issue for TYLOO, actually, so far this game. Like, what is that? This is a buy round. They just won. They got 2 smokes, 3 smokes, 2 flashes, and an HE nade. That was their util. They're just going to rush mid.
It might work, because Saga is just watching Narnia at the moment, because there was absolutely nothing there. I don't know what he was watching at this stage, as they're just getting...
That's what they needed, TYLOO. They just needed to stop worrying about grenades and protocols and taking map control. Just go shoot him in the head.
Yep.
Just stop buying grenades. It's a waste of money.
Sounds like a Karath call, if you ask me.
That's what it was, though. It was just
shoot them.
Rush mid to B. Shoot him in the head.
And Bottle might not be able to get out alive at this stage. Destroyer still desperately trying to hold on, watching a couple of different angles, but he picks the right one at the right time. So, at the very least, Invictus have kept TYLOO's economy honest, but... I mean, at the end of the day, it's still another round where they just full send it mid and shouldn't be allowed to do that.
2 rounds in a row as well for Invictus, where they've only got the 1 gun left alive. All of a sudden, what looked like such a healthy economy is gone for Invictus. They can't even buy this round. They're buying pistols. So it's the single AWP. Viva glass cannoning. Destroyer and Flying have the luxury of a bit of extra armor to play with, but not looking like a particularly crash hot round here for Invictus.
Very competitive half so far, just back and forth for both of these teams. Couple of clutches going either which way. Good stuff. Let's see if the Deagles can do some pretty good damage here for Invictus. His money's still on the shaky side for TYLOO.
Well, Destroyer's just hoping to get lucky and slowly almost walks into a headshot there. Lucky for him, it was a body shot. He's copped a bit more damage as well. But Summer's getting the bomb plant down, and so TYLOO with a 5-on-5 post plant should have this one on lock. The Eagles are starting to work their way in, and that's a nice pick for Viva. Starting off well here in Invictus Gaming, flying round the corner and out of the server. deleted by Attacker. Somebody gets a double for himself as well.
Nice. This is really good damage. Taking 3 guns off TYLOO in a round like that is pretty important. Kept the AWP over as well. It's exactly what you wanted to see for Invictus. Wouldn't mind seeing them go into a double AWP now. On Fever and Destroyer. TYLOO again, their money takes a big hit as they go up 6-7 as we head into these last couple of rounds. You see Invictus turn a few of these around and win towards the end of the half. You can see TYLOO pretty broke in this next round. Would see a bit of a mixed bag buy. You know, you'd have a couple of lads with AKs, but maybe 1 or 2 of them might have to go down to like a pistol or a MAC-10 or something like that. Was only the single AWP for Invictus.
Once again, Attacker just sitting inside the smoke. We know this is a really strong angle, especially if the CT doesn't get the timing right, and somebody's actually managed to pull that rotation. He honestly has been doing really, really well at this mid lurk, where he's been able to get a lot of these instrumental picks nice and early on.
What's the response from Invictus Gaming?
Well, you have to aggress somewhere. It's not going to be on the B site. Might be Viva, have to be Viva in mid, but you can't really flank with an ult.
Well, Destroyer's having a peek down ramp, but he's in a one-and-done position, and he didn't even get one, so he was done. He's flying off the building.
Save. Straight into a save there as TYLOO just crack it open again.
Yeah, this is definitely worth the hunt. See if you can take these last 2 guns away from Invictus. Would kind of break their money at the end of the half as we head into the 15th round. You can see the hunt's already on, one flanking through mid.
Well, somebody went for the hunt, got punished for it. Viva as well, very, very greedy angle. It's going to work out, actually. No one from TYLOO really in a position to kind of trade out as a rest on the hunt.
Oh,
he's going to try
that's
ninja.
a nice little flick. He can drop a smoke, but
he's not gonna
decides
try
not
ninja.
to. Felt like that was definitely worth a bit of a crack there. Xiao Saga is once again watching...
That's costly.
He's watching into the next galaxy.
Last round and a half. I mean, the extra damage that's done to TYLOO isn't really as impactful as that 1 gun lost for Invictus at the end. So Invictus are not going to be able to scrounge together a whole lot. TYLOO have got everything they really want.
Yep, they break that CT money right at the end of the half. It's exactly what you wanted to see. It was going to happen to one of these teams. Thought it was going to be TYLOO. But Invictus couldn't secure those critical rounds. Either way, 6 on CT is not too bad if their T side is as good as I remember it. Aggression from Destroyer. And flying here towards stairs has definitely been heard, as well as towards middle. TYLOO's quite aware that these are the contested parts of the map, but they're not capitalizing on the aim tools until the trade comes out for summer. Now into the 4-on-4. TYLOO definitely capitalizing here, creeping up onto this bomb site.
Oh, Bottle spotted him, but it's not going to matter. Attacker's a bit too sharp with the AK. It's a number advantage for TYLOO now. Destroyers on a merry rotation, so to the rest of his team. That'll be Viva and Flying coming through mid. It doesn't seem like the kind of round that TYLOO will drop from here. Time's just ticked away a little bit too much. Destroyer's not even yet at the ramp, and even when he gets there, only a deagle in hand, and he's stuck behind a smoke as well. A smoke which is being watched by Summer. Does get around to the side, but not for long. Doesn't last there. And so Viva's going to have to pull off a bit more magic with the AWP. This time the flick doesn't connect, and Flying, the timer ticking away from him, has to wide swing. Won't get it done. 9 on the T side for TYLOO. They'll be happy with that. It's enough to work with as we head into the halftime break. Fist bumps all around.
far away. Even when we're older, I promise that I'll still hold you like we're 17 and we're not afraid. Will you follow me under when I'm crumbling? Every night I wonder, will it ever end? Sometimes I can barely breathe, dear. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Will you follow me under when I'm crumbling? Every night I wonder, will it ever end? Sometimes I can barely breathe, dear. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Sometimes I don't wanna be here. Will you follow me under? Sometimes I don't wanna be here.
Things have turned around somewhat for Invictus Gaming on map 2, but not necessarily enough to get the better of TYLOO. It was still a 9-6 half, and a favourable half for TYLOO at that. They are moving on to the CT side though, and I don't know what your guys' opinions are, but I've always sort of thought that TYLOO was a little bit better on the T side of Vertigo. So Invictus might be in with the chance here. Pistol round going to be all important. And Invictus are definitely going to need to get a bit of a roll on if they want to dispatch of TYLOO here on Vertigo and force us to a third map.
I remember Invictus being quite strong on the T side of Vertigo though before, but that was back when they had Oi, so I'm not sure if they've had the reps since adding Bottle into the lineup and getting them all on the same page like they need to be to grind this game back against TYLOO. We'll see how they go. A lot of footsteps being heard by Summer over towards that ramp there. Somebody just shoulder spotting. I think we saw his Destroyer fall out of the map. I thought that might have been a glitch, but it wasn't. He definitely fell out of the map. Failed run boost, maybe.
We'll have to take a look at that in the replays for sure afterwards, but they are coming to the B site where slowly is
what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing right now?
Okay, so
I want to know. Destroyer ran off the map. Two of them ran into the B bomb site. Now two of them are running into the A bomb site. What are they doing?
Oh, well, they're just leaving South Saga to just clutch it out at this stage. Trying to play the game on a bit of a difficulty mode. But
can we get a
just
replay?
Win the pistol.
I don't know if there's going to be a replay of that, but if there is, I would love to see what happened to Destroyer there. Apparently there's no replay available, so we'll never know. We'll never know. Pilski's having a panic attack. He really needed that replay. Guys, surely there's something you can do. You're going to save Pilski's life if you get this replay.
Not just the replay. It's like just that round. What was that round? What was that pistol?
Just don't question it anymore. It's fine. It's
what was the approach meant to be?
Well, it was clearly meant to be a click on heads. If clicking on heads doesn't work, then we have to default to another one. But TYLOO, they're going back to the tried and tested ways of running at people. King just pushes through the smoke, gets punished for it as he misses the headshot. Now somebody also dealing it out at range as well. TYLOO just having a bit of a shooting gallery at this stage, and Bottle's just kind of left in his lonesome right now.
Really not sure what to say about this half so far. Invictus haven't really been able to get too much done with the Deagles, but there's a lot of low HP players here for TYLOO, so
Ooh,
that's a Sharpie
hello.
from Bottle. This is why you like him, Pilski.
His name is now Bottlel Jr. Bottlel. Botlel.
Botlel. Maybe he's Botlel, and we've just been calling him Bottle this whole time.
I think it actually is Bottle. This is winnable for sure. There's a couple of low HP CTs. There's one. Plant's going to go down.
No way,
Okay,
attacker's
it's a
coming.
flank, yeah.
Well, Botlel did a really good job in that round of at least keeping the economy low.
Oh, can you please pronounce his full name? It's Botlelja.
Botlel. Hang on, I'm just trying to have a look and see where it Destroyer
Was it a
actually
run
went
boost?
off the edge. It's hard to tell because he was standing right next to Bottle. I think it might have been. It was right here.
Hmm.
I know that means nothing to everyone because I'm just pointing at the map on the screen, but
It still doesn't excuse the fact there's two people over at A.
Thank
When you
he's
think
got a
about it.
P90. Well, the Eagle's spamming away. Get him, Dan King. Get him, son.
Question is, he's really restraining himself.
No, he's not.
Okay,
Look at
no. It's somebody leading the charge. That's what I mean by restraining himself. He's not the one leading. Viva's in a spot of trouble.
It's all about seniority. Somebody's the original OG push-up. Ooh.
Oh, there's a little boost, and
Oh,
somebody...
that's quite sharp.
That's swinging like somebody.
you know, you're not going to get that done with any other weapon.
No.
Exactly.
He just makes it look more impressive
ace.
because he's got the FAMAS there.
Get him, son.
Yes, somebody.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's classic. Uh-oh. Now I'm scared because somebody's actually going to start running at them now. He's the kind of player, it's like after that
Now?
round, he's just going to be like,
Now?
okay, I'm going to start running at them again.
Apparently we have the replay of what happened to
All right.
Destroyer, so wherever that is on the map, he just ran off. It wasn't even a boost.
He didn't even run. He was shift walking backwards off the edge of the map.
Oh my god. That's the Asian clip of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it was, but it wasn't just that. It was the follow-up as well. The follow-up was equally as abhorrent. Oh, instant entries for Invictus. They have had enough of being laughed at. Instead, they will like to do some laughing themselves, just running in and getting these AK entries.
Slowly in a bit of a tricky position, but I'm going to land the headshot means that the advantage just snowballs further in the favor of Invictus, and Destroyer just crab walking in. Summer's tagged down, position compromised. Oh, Jesus, gets that into Bottle. And now, Howls has been brought down to a 1-on-1. Bomb's lost on the site. Viva's making a ton of noise, and this is just going to all be down to this duel. Who gets the headshot over who? And it is going to be attacker at the end of the day. Viva just can't find that magic, and how has that happened?
I can't explain it, Kevin. I can't.
Invictus are just going, what
They got
strategy?
the first two entries, and then just craziness, insanity.
It's a half buy from Invictus. One player with an AK, one a Galil. Everyone else running out with pistol armor. Not any util at all. It's just a rush onto B. In a way, I should say. And I'm not sure how this is expected to work out for Invictus, but to be honest, they've kind of made it work by getting that one frag. Somebody! Oh, he's done it again! This time with an M4.
This is vintage. Where's this been? I've been missing somebody fragging up a storm.
It's just, you give him 2 or 3 rounds and he starts getting like this, and in his head, he's just like, I'm the best player ever.
He is.
And that's the problem, is that when he actually genuinely believes that, then this form comes up.
Yeah, last year, though, we were like, somebody is the best player in Asia.
Yeah, there was definitely a period.
That was a long period.
I don't even think it was just last year. I think it was before
2018.
that as well.
2017. Not this year. This year's definitely been a bit slower on this edition of TYLOO, who are, again, looking for a very one-sided map win here at Vertigo. And Invictus, it seems like their only strategy is rush up the ramp and hope for the best. And again, somebody is just spraying all of them down.
Well, wide swung by somebody. Oh, he's going to slap a clip in, but he's going to swing this again.
Well, I think this gives you an indication maybe why Invictus Gaming got 16-0'd by Vici on this map.
Was that even with this lineup?
Yeah, it was actually the first game that they played with Bob.
So basically, removing Oi was a mistake.
Yeah, Mac will be very happy to hear that. I think that's why he predicts 100%, because as soon as Oi, his boy's gone, that's it. Somebody is once again going to be on the ace. Flying, sure, he's gotten a kill at B site, obviously earlier on, but slowly he's going to clean up. So denying at least somebody, and
you know
denying Invictus the shame of giving.
I'm happy though, because it's been a while since I've seen TYLOO just blow one of these teams below them out of the water. 2-0.
True.
It's a sign of the times, I'm hoping. So Invictus, they've lost every time they've rushed ramp into scaffolding. Every time. What do they do?
Go B.
Seems like rush B.
Not a bad strategy. There's actually no one there at the moment, though the flash will delay long enough to allow Summer at least some presence on the site. He's got the molly down, and Destroyer walks in front of it. Now Danking's into the site as well. Not looking like it's going to be a good attack here from Invictus, but oh, Danking turns around. They're so low on HP, and he might well just get this done himself. Slowly, not required. TYLOO